Yo guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to give you guys a review for Superman and Lois episode 7. This video is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't already seen it, go watch it and then come back to this video. But before we get into it, if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notification on so you don't miss any time I upload a video or I go live. But without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Starting off, the John and Jordan storyline. To me, this felt so forced into the episode, but it was a good lead on from the last episode, I will say that. One of my favorite things about this episode was definitely the sound design for Jordan. It was so good. Like whenever he took the headphones off, you could hear the sound everywhere. It was a great mixture. There were some things louder than the others, and it was so well done overall. Other than that, I wanted to talk about the progression of these two characters, and I honestly didn't think there was much because this episode really focused on Superman and Lois along with Lex Luthor, which I did enjoy. I definitely wanted to see more of Luthor, and we got that in this episode. We're probably going to get more for next episode, which I'll talk about later in this video, but we didn't get much progression for their characters, and they were implemented in the final battle. That's honestly the only importance they really had, and that's when the importance of Jordan's character actually came in. And okay, it was like kind of cheesy though, I'm gonna be honest, but it was all right for the moment, because honestly they couldn't have done much else. But to me, it definitely felt like they were a filler in this episode. Their storyline was just filled in by random stuff, like the girl, when Jordan was spying on John and the girl, that felt like such a filler. That feels like it's not gonna have any importance later. Also, the fact that they literally make up with each other, like they have amends at the end of every single episode, and then they do another dumb thing in the next episode. I just don't understand it. It doesn't really work for me personally, but to each their own. I just don't think that's a good way to go about it. Maybe they could be longer for more periods of a time at each other. I know last episode John was mad at Jordan for breaking his hand, but this episode they didn't really mention it. They mentioned John mentioned it once. That's it. So I really liked the two storylines of Lois and Superman coinciding. My only gripe with the Superman storyline is that there doesn't really seem to be one. There was one in the beginning of this season where Superman and the Army General were kind of going against each other, because Lex Luthor told the Army General to be careful and all that kind of stuff. So that was cool, because that's when I was like, oh shoot, we're gonna have Lex Luthor and the Army General. The Army General is Lois's dad, and so it'll be Lois and Superman versus Lex Luthor and the Army General. So I was like, that would be a cool conflict, but that never ended up going anywhere. So I want to see more conflicts on the Superman side of things, but this show overall just doesn't really revolve around Superman as much as it does Lois Lane and the twins as well. Also, I don't know much about the CW's multiverse universe and stuff like that, but I think this does confirm the multiverse stuff they were talking about earlier in the season and in the Arrowverse stuff. But honestly, I don't know much about that, so I'm just gonna skip past that. Now I want to talk about this one question that I had. Literally in the entirety of the episode, I had one big question, and that was, Luthor gave the box to Lois Lane and Superman. Does this mean that Lois Lane and Superman are being overheard by Edge? Like, can Edge hear them because they have the box? Because remember, the box was, I don't know if it was the truck or the box that had a microphone that where Edge's assistant could hear them. So speaking about Edge and his assistant, I don't know, the Edge storyline is like meh in this episode. I would say it's hopefully supported down the line, because to me, I'm going to talk more about this later in this video, but to me it just seems like they're kind of there to push Lex Luthor's storyline, but they seem like they could be a threat on their own. So hopefully they have something in the future to do, because I think we're not even halfway through with the season, or we have 13 episodes this season, I think. So that means we are halfway through the season. So maybe next episode is going to be the mid-season battle or something like that. Maybe that's where Lex Luthor and Superman finally fight, like head to head, like in space and stuff. That would be pretty cool. Speaking about space fighting, the CGI in this episode was absolutely atrocious. It was decent in the final battle of the episode where there was like the solar radiation, but the solar radiation made it like weird lighting around all of the characters. It was so weird, but the battle itself was pretty cool. The concept of the kinetic momentum hammer, I kind of like the creativity that they're going, like the lengths they're going with this creativity when it comes to these different objects and what they do and how they benefit the villain and how they don't benefit Superman. And that's just really cool to me. I like the ways that they're implementing all these different things. I love the building montage. That was also pretty cool. But I'll definitely say, like I said before, with the way the twins were implemented, as well as the way that Lois was implemented into this final battle, was just so average to me. They just came in with the truck. Going back to Edge really quick, he's definitely moving in silence, but it's just so slow. I just don't get their storyline. The Edge's assistant is really annoying. We don't know what her goal is at the end of all of this. Like, maybe we get that explained later, but I doubt it, because it just seems like she's working under Edge and there's no more to that story. But it does look like they're going to be testing subjects that the other girl, the firefighter's wife, I forgot her name. I don't know a lot of the characters in this show's name, but that girl is getting these subjects, and she didn't get that Asian lady from that came to her work, and she got the job herself, and now she's going to get tested on, and everything is going to go downhill. That part of the storyline where they got the test subjects, that really does intrigue me though. I'm actually excited for that part of the storyline because there's just so much potential there. Now, going back to the twins for a second, I want to really quickly mention, this just came to my head, that I definitely think that Jordan's healing process was cool, but I wish it kind of lasted over a few more episodes. Like, it happened all in one episode. Maybe they have big stuff coming the next 2 episodes, because I wish it lasted another 2 to 3 episodes where he has to deal with this kind of stuff. But at the same time, it would really make his character useless and he would just be sitting in a room all day. But also, he isn't technically fully healed, because at the end of the, or not the end of the episode, when him and John were in the fight, his head was still ringing when he didn't have his headphones on and there were loud sounds. So technically he isn't fully healed yet. But now I want to move on to talking more about Luther and Superman. If Luther is planning on killing Superman, and we're only halfway through this season, maybe Luther is a mid-season villain. I don't know how the CW stuff works. Do they have mid-season villains? I don't know. I haven't seen a CW show in at least 3 years, since like season 5 of The Flash. I don't know specifically, but that's what my guess is, because they're already implementing the fact that Luther wants to kill Superman. They already said it this far into it. But if we're gonna look at the next episode, if we look at the next episode's trailer that we got after this episode, I will definitely say that it looks like Superman interrogates Lex Luthor and tries to convince Lex Luthor that he's not bad, but Lex Luthor won't believe him because obviously he killed Lois Lane on his planet, so he obviously thinks he's bad, and I don't know where it's gonna go from there. I'm excited though. You guys will see my review for Superman and Lois next week. I might actually skip a review and do it the next day whenever the episode gets on the CW app. I'll record my reaction to it, post a reaction video with my spoiler review at the very end. So let me know if you guys want that. So if you guys want the reaction, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah guys, that's it for this video. If you're new in here, make sure to subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I open a video or go live. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.